Now, this morning, as we make our way through this text, we're going to see two things about unbelief. Number one, the wickedness of unbelief. Number two, the danger. First, the wickedness, then the danger of unbelief. And unbelief, according to Jesus, is wicked because it always requires more proof, because it keeps us from coming to Christ, and it keeps us from repenting of sin. And then unbelief is dangerous because it will blind us to the truth and it will condemn us at the final judgment. Those are the things that come out of this text. So let's take a look at them in more detail. First of all, the wickedness of unbelief. Number one, it always requires more proof. Look at verse 29. This generation is a wicked generation. It seeks for a sign. You see that? The reason why it's wicked is because it keeps seeking after more signs. And yet no sign is going to be given to it but the sign of Jonah. For just as Jonah became a sign to the Ninevites, so will the Son of Man be to this generation. This generation is a wicked generation. It seeks for a sign. Now, does this mean that they hadn't received any signs? Remember that a sign is an attesting miracle. Some miraculous deed that Jesus would have done in order to attest to who he is. Has Jesus done anything like that so far? Oh, yeah. He's healed every kind of disease. He's healed people that were paralyzed from birth, or blind from birth, or couldn't hear, couldn't speak, and he has made it so that they can see and speak and hear, right? He's cast out demons all throughout the land of Israel. He's walked on water. He's multiplied fish and loaves. He's commanded storms to be still, to hush. He's just talked to them, hush, be still, and they obeyed his voice. He's raised people from the dead. I would say that those are some signs, wouldn't you? So here they want more of them. They're not content with the evidence and the proof that Jesus has already given them. They're demanding more signs. And that's what willful unbelief will do. It's never content with the proof that has been given to it already. It always demands more signs in order to believe. Now, think about this with me. Why did they claim that Jesus was doing these miraculous works by the power of the devil? They said he's casting out demons by Beelzebul, the ruler of the demons. They couldn't contest the fact that he had done miracles. They never argued that. They never said, oh, that's just sleight of hand. Anybody can do that. No, they knew. Everybody knew that the things Jesus was doing were genuine miracles. Nobody could debate that. Everybody saw it with their own eyes. He did it in front of multitudes of people. So they couldn't debate that. But here's the thing. Either Jesus was doing these things by the power of God or by the power of Satan. There's only two different powers. But if they said he's doing it by the power of God, that would mean that they were going to have to accept his message. And what was Jesus' message towards the religious leaders of his day? We haven't got there yet, but verses 37 to 54 of this very chapter, he's going to tell us what his message is towards religious leaders. He's going to call them hypocrites and blind guides of the blind. And he's going to say they're whitewashed tombs. They look great on the outside, but they're filthy on the inside. They're like a used coffee cup, all dirty on the inside, but nice and clean on the outside. That they were self-righteous. That they wouldn't humble themselves before God and seek his forgiveness. So this is the message he gave about the religious leaders, the Pharisees and the scribes and the lawyers of his day. So either they said, yes, your miracles are of God, and we're going to have to bow to the message that you bring and accept it, or they're going to have to come up with some other reason Jesus was able to do miracles. And they couldn't accept the teaching of Jesus because that would mean that they were wrong. That would mean that their whole religion was wrong. Their whole approach to God was wrong. And they were unwilling to repent and humble themselves. And so that's why they said he's doing these miracles by the power of the devil, Beelzebul. And that's why they kept demanding more signs. They couldn't be content with the signs that he had given. They had to have more and more and more.